Hey guys, welcome back. If you clicked on this video, you probably have some interest in microphone preamps. So today, we're going to shoot out some preamps. So a reoccurring theme across these videos are videos that I want to see myself. Now that I'm in a position where I own both of these things, I figured let's make this video because I'm personally curious and I want to see what's the difference. I bought this Focusrite back in 2015. Yeah, and I've been using it for a pretty long time, and then I got the Apollo about a year ago. I love it. I love the Apollo very, very much. I love Universal Audio very much, but my Focusrite has been with me grinding. I still use the Focusrite. I use both of them. I'm using 8 analog inputs on the Apollo, and then I'm ADAT digital in to the Apollo from the Focusrite, another 8 inputs. So when I record drums, channels 9, 10, 11, 12, and up come from the Focusrite into the Apollo. Now that we got that out of the way, I decided to just do a comparison with just an acoustic guitar and a very simple sort of strumming chord thing with a little rhythm lead section, and record that on the Focusrite mic pre's, just completely flat, no processing, no plugins, no nonsense. And then the same thing on the Apollo X, not using any of their preamp emulators or any of the plugins that you can record through, nothing, just the Unison pre and the Focusrite pre, duking it out and seeing what's the difference. Is it worth the extra $3,000? Now, to be fair, you can get the Apollo Twin or Duo or whatever the newest single mic pre version of it is. Also, to be fair, the Focusrite that I'm using is the 18i20, which is 8 analog inputs, 8 mic pre's. This Apollo has 8 analog inputs, 8 mic pre's, so it is kind of a fair shake, but there is a $3,000 difference-ish, maybe $2,800, something. Whatever the details are, it's way more expensive. So let's see what the difference is. I'll play my acoustic. I'm going to use my SM7 with no cloud lift, so it's just going to be bare bones, flat, no compression, no processing SM7 on an acoustic guitar through both. I've explained it enough. Let's check it out. I'll also add, this is not a scientific test by any means, though. There's going to be some mic placement consideration, okay? This is not science, all right? This is just generally, we're just listening. I'm going to play the same thing, getting the same input level, same gain structure, but it's not 100%. Okay, come on, we're on YouTube here. That being said, let's. Let's check it out. Wow, that's crazy. So the Scarlett sounds pretty good. It sounds very familiar. I will be honest with you. I've used the Scarlett so much that it's just very familiar to me. It has some interesting qualities that I think are similar if you buy let's say an affordable condenser microphone from like a Guitar Center or something like that. Sometimes they'll have a little bit of a frequency bump around like 5K or 8K or something to give it the illusion or some sort of artificial brightness to it. I get that vibe when I hear the Focusrite a little bit. A couple things that are obvious. There's a louder noise floor. There's more noise. This SM7 takes quite a bit of gain to get it really. I mean, I recorded at a very low input, and that mic pre was basically 85% all the way up. So there's that. It was a little noisy, and there wasn't a lot of headroom in it. And it had this element of, I don't want to say artificial brightness, but it felt brighter flipping between the Apollo and the Focusrite. That being said, I don't think it sounds bad. I think it sounds like that, which can be good or can be bad. It depends on what you're doing, if you're even using this kind of mic, what else is in the mix, if you care, etc. Jumping over to Apollo, to me, there is very significant differences, as in there's a much lower noise floor, and there is much more headroom, and it just sounds cleaner. Just sounds better. But then I flip between the Apollo and the Focusrite, and the Apollo and the Focusrite, and the Apollo and the Focusrite. I start to wonder, I mean, there's a difference, but is there that much of a difference? Like that much? I mean, there's a difference. There's a difference for sure. And I am so happy that I have it, and I would buy it again. I need the 8 pre's because I'm doing a lot of multi-tracking. I have a studio here. I need a lot of inputs. The point is, I hear the difference. Can you hear the difference? Let me know down in the comments. Can the average person tell the difference? And is it going to make that much of a difference to them? That's up to you to decide, I guess. That's in the eye of the beholder, or in the ear of the... And is it worth the extra $2,900? This was an interesting test because the way that I work is I'm not going straight to the Focusrite. I actually, when I use the Focusrite, I go to my warm audio pre's and then line out into the Focusrite. So I use channels 9 and 10 which is channels 1 and 2 on the Focusrite. But when I'm using it because 1 through 8 is full on the Apollo. So channels, therefore, 9 and 10 are coming from the Focusrite. So what I'll do is I'll record that mic, which is a stereo room mic, through my warm audio pre's, and then come line out into the Scarlett. So I'm not necessarily using the Scarlett pre's, but I was just curious, and I thought maybe it would be valuable to some people who are on the fence looking for an interface, or curious about mic pre's and what's the actual difference, or maybe you just maybe you know everything about mic pre's and you just wanted to check it out yourself. Either way, let me know what you guys think, because it's just interesting. You know, I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's cool that we have the options to be able to get something like a Focusrite Scarlett with 8 mic pre's at that price point, and also get an Apollo with 8 mic pre's at the price point that it's at, with the quality that it's at. I mean, obviously, the Apollo X does a lot more. It has built-in core card processing or core processing for their software, has console, it has their own proprietary plugins with virtual console and vintage gear emulation and plugins that you can record through. There's a whole other reason to buy into the Apollo brand and the Universal Audio wing of products. Like, there's a lot of value there that you can't get that with the Focusrite. But just when it comes to shooting out mic pre's, I thought this was super interesting, and I hope you did too. I hope you thought it was worth checking out. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It very much helps my channel. Also, share this with a friend if you think they might think it's interesting. That tremendously helps my channel. If you like it, make sure to hit subscribe and the little notification bell. All those things are great. I very much appreciate you coming here and watching this video. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.